Welcome to Sports with Balls, guys. Jeff Michael here once again on a Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good time. Look, man, the connection over here seems to be off and on, spotty at best. So I'll try to do my best to get all this in without anything messing up. Yesterday we had some technical difficulties, and look, it's because it's stupid cable people keep digging up lines around here. It is what it is. Anybody that does a live broadcast, whatever, knows what I'm talking about. But welcome into the show. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls on a Tuesday, November the 28th. 21st. Why did I say 28th? That's a week from now. Today is also my son's birthday, so happy birthday to my son. That's actually pretty cool. 9 years old. Anybody with a 9-year-old knows what that's like. It's also National Entrepreneurs Day. So all you entrepreneurs out there, National Your Day, I guess. Stuffing. Why is it National Stuffing Day today? By the way, speaking of, what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? Or dish or whatever. Is it the turkey, stuffing, the cranberries? Who has that anymore, by the way? I like stuffing and green bean casserole. Big fan. But today is World or National Stuffing Day. False Confession Day. Whoops, so lying. All right. Gingerbread cookie. Dennis, if your name's Dennis Day. What else we got? That's about it. So that's it on this November the 21st, man, Tuesday. Welcome into the show. My name's Jeff Michael. Let's get going, man. Last night, we'll get into that in a minute, but we are going to get into Monday Night Football. Steelers firing their offensive coordinator. Sorry, Matt Canada. He's out. There's some other breaking news. Zach Wilson got moved to third string yesterday for the New York Jets. Ouch. I don't know about ouch. We'll talk about that. We'll see. LSU and Angel Reese. Some huge issues going on there. That is in NCAA women's basketball. It's a wild, wild story over there. Colorado. Basketball team's doing great. Football team, not so great. Talk about that in a minute. The fall of Dion and the Buffaloes. Was there a bigger story in all of sports a few months ago? I don't think so, man. That story was unbelievable. Deion Sanders starts 3-0, beat TCU the first game, Colorado, all the hype around that, and then my goodness, the fall from grace from the Colorado Buffaloes has just been unbelievable. Unreal. All right, today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate. As always, go to christianstailgate.com, find one of their 5 Houston area locations near you. Look, incredible food, award-winning food, great drink specials. They got over 40 televisions in every location. Incredible place to watch all your games. The food is, like I said, incredible drink specials. Just get over to christianstailgate.com, find one near you. Also, modern-homeimprovement.com, $500 off kitchen remodel, bath remodel. Just mention Sports with Balls. Just mention Jeff Michael. You're in there, 832-930-0156, or go to modern-homeimprovement.com. All right, Monday Night Football. What a game, man. Finally, great Monday Night Football game. Look, Super Bowl rematch, Eagles, Chiefs, ex-coach versus ex-team. Unbelievable. Great football game. 17-7 halftime lead for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then they laid a goose egg in the second half. Now, what are we crediting? Are we crediting the Eagles defense for this goose egg that Philadelphia laid? I mean, that the Chiefs laid in the second half? Or are we creating, or are we blaming all the drop passes for Kansas City, and especially Valdez-Scantling? I'm sorry, you play in the NFL. I know he got roasted all over social media, all over everything. But, dude, you cannot drop that pass. Huge game. You can't do it. Kelsey had a fumble. They had 2 turnovers. The Kansas City Chiefs had 2 turnovers in the red zone. An interception by Mahomes, a fumble by Kelsey. They're at home. The game was in your hands. Got to congratulate the Philadelphia Eagles for going into Kansas City and beating them 21-17 and in their home, at home. That can't happen. Not if you're a Chiefs. That was a great win by Philadelphia and an ugly loss by the Kansas City Chiefs. But in all honesty, how bad is that hurting Kansas City? I think their next 6 games, only one team is above 500. And if you look at the AFC, who are they really battling? Baltimore? Like, that's it. Kansas City's still probably the top team. We could sit there and say Miami, but Buffalo, no. Sorry. I'm not going to sit here and say Buffalo's up there in the elite. They're only one game over 500. Jacksonville, weak division kind of. Like, as far as elite teams in the AFC, what are we looking at? Baltimore and Kansas City. I like Miami. They can win a one-off, but are they Super Bowl bound? Are they going to win 2-3 straight games in the playoffs? No. I think Kansas City's way better. I think Kansas City defense is phenomenal. They are really good. They ran up against the best team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, and they should have beat them. The Kansas City defense is elite. They're good. I think they would put it on the Miami Dolphins. But right now in the AFC, you're literally staring at 2 teams. The Baltimore Ravens, who, by the way, are the top seed right now, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Who else? The Browns? No. Joe Flacco's their backup. So take that for what it is. The Steelers? Nope. I don't got a quarterback. By the way, Pittsburgh Steelers firing Matt Canada today. Is that Matt Canada's fault? Like, here we go, man. Like, here we go. It's almost a Buffalo Bills situation when they fired their offensive coordinator. Whose fault is this? Kenny Pickett can't throw. Like, I don't know, man. Like, somebody's head's got to roll, and today's it was Matt Canada's for the Steelers. Steelers are 6-4, and they got to blame somebody. So there you go. I wonder how Mike Tomlin did. Mike Tomlin do that? Did he fire his offensive coordinator? Because I don't think so. The Jets and the Steelers, man. Wow. I cannot believe Pittsburgh's 6-4. Mike Tomlin is an absolute genius. He finds ways to win. It's unbelievable. With a minus 29 point differential. Steelers fire Matt Canada, and then the Jets turn around. Well, yesterday we found out that they're benching Zach Wilson. What's the guy? I can't even remember the guy's name that's going to be quarterbacking for the Jets right now. I can't. Hold on, let me find it. I'm telling you, man. Like, it's just weird what's going on in the NFL with the mediocrity. It's absolutely unbelievable. Tim Boyle is now your starting quarterback for your New York Jets. Tim Boyle will be the quarterback until mid-December, apparently, when Aaron Rodgers will come back. Like, what an absolute circus in New York. An absolute circus. Pittsburgh. I mean, the AFC, I'll get back to it. It's full of mediocre teams. They're not like the Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not going to throw Jacksonville up there just yet. I'm not doing it. They've been beat by some bad teams. Let's see Jacksonville's schedule. Who do they have coming up? So they have the Texans this weekend. Tough game. They got the Bengals next week at home. And Browns, Ravens, Bucks. Woo, they've got a tough schedule. They could. Well, the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow, or else I'd say, that's going to be a really tough game. But the Texans, that's tough. I don't think they'll lose that, but they could. Browns, Ravens, tough game. Buccaneers are a decent team. Browns got the number 1 defense in the league. So I'm not going to put the Jags up there yet. Kansas City's got an easy road. Easy road to the playoffs. And Baltimore. So that's it in the AFC. That's all I'm going with. Kansas City and Baltimore. That's your AFC teams. Now, NFC is a little different. There's 5 teams right there that could go to the Super Bowl. All right, so we found out last night who the best team in the NFL was. I think everybody had their brackets or top 5, and I'll do my top 5, bottom 5 tomorrow. But we found out that Philadelphia, they're the best. They are. It's 1 and 2. You pick your poison between whoever you think's better. Kansas City, and now you're going to put San Francisco up there, I'm sure, and Baltimore. Those are your 4 teams, right? Dallas. Dallas got a pretty easy schedule. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Like Dallas, it's just, they're going to make the playoffs. Is Dallas going to win a playoff game? That's going to be interesting. The NFC's loaded, top 5 teams. AFC's only got 2, maybe 3 teams that could go to a Super Bowl. And I'm throwing Miami in there because of their record. That's about it right now. By the way, got a bunch of emails yesterday and a bunch of comments on the Facebook page. And look, go to Sports with Balls on Facebook or any of your social media outlets. If you're in for good debate, want to talk about sports, go to Sports with Balls on all social media outlets. And if you missed any of the show or any of the other ones, go to Sports with Balls on all your podcast arenas. But I'm supposed to apologize for the comments that I was making about Russell Wilson in the first 5 weeks, and I'm not going to. The guy was miserable. In fact, they should have lost the last 2 games they won. They last second field goals. Like, it's not like Russell Wilson is lights out. He made a couple of good throws. That's it. But he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's not a top 10 quarterback right now in the NFL. Denver, good job. 4-game winning streak. Good way to go. But I'm not going to sit here and praise Russell Wilson and definitely not take back the first 5 weeks of the season when Russell Wilson was absolute garbage. Sorry, not doing it. And he hasn't proved anything yet. They're still 500. We'll see what they do against Cleveland this weekend. We're going to get to my parlay of the day here in a minute. By the way, the parlay of the day yesterday would have won. I hit 3 out of 4, but it would have won if the Nuggets didn't get their head coach and the number 1 player in the league, Jokic, kicked out in the first quarter. They still won the game by 4, but they should have won by 14. Man, talk about pissed off. How many people were pissed off last night that bet the Kansas City Chiefs, who would have covered the spread if Valdez-Scantling would have caught that ball in the end zone? Oh, and how many people were happy they took Philly? Right here. I took Philly. Philly money line, baby. All right, I'll get into the parlay of the day here in a minute. I got a pretty good one for today, too. I've got NCAA football. I've got NBA in there. I got NCAA basketball. Also, did you guys know there's 2 things that Miami's doing this week, the Miami Dolphins? Number 1, they play a Friday night game. I don't think this has ever happened in the NFL. We will have 3 games on Thursday and 1 game on Friday. There is a Friday night football game. So you will have NFL Thursday, NFL Friday, college football Saturday, which we all know is playoff games and rivalry week. And then you'll have NFL Sunday. What an incredible 4 straight days of sports. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. So the Dolphins will have a game Friday night. Or I'm sorry, not Friday night. It's Friday afternoon. It's at 2 p.m. Central. But they'll also start Hard Knocks, in-season Hard Knocks tonight. Whew, lots going on, man. Lots going on. This segment brought to you by modern-homeimprovement.com, Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling, 832-930-0156. Mention Sports with Balls. Get $500 off bathroom and or kitchen remodel. Josh Smith over there, awesome company. I use them for my house. They've done my fence. They've done my interior. They've done my bathroom. They did my kitchen floors. This place is amazing. Modern-homeimprovement.com. Also, Christian's Tailgate. Go find a location near you. Award-winning food, drink specials. They've got Bill's Mafia Bar. They got a Cowboys Bar. I think they've got a couple other ones. It's unbelievable. Go check out christianstailgate.com. Angel Reese for the LSU Tigers. Do y'all remember last year the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing and how big the NCAA women's tournament was? It was phenomenal. It was great to watch. By the way, Caitlin Clark absolutely killing it this year. She was on the Manning cast last night. She was such a great athlete. Good to see her doing things. On the flip side of that, Angel Reese is absent for the 2nd straight game for LSU. There's Twitter beef. There's a GPA issue, apparently. There's a head coaching issue where she has attitude with her head coach. She just signed that huge NIL deal. She was one of the highest paid NIL players in college, and especially women's sports. I think the highest in college women's sports. And now she's absent for 2 straight games. And LSU women's basketball, granted, they won by 50 without her last night. I don't think they played anybody. But huge issue with Angel Reese and the LSU basketball team, the women's basketball team. We'll see how that plays out because she's a huge star in women's college sports. and she's absent from her team. What else we got going on? Colorado, the Colorado Buffaloes. What the hell happened? There's players calling out the team and Deion Sanders now. There's recruits that are backing out. The first 3 games of the season, Colorado was unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. It was one of the top stories we've seen in a very, very, very long time. And it went screaming down. I don't remember a story taking this hard of a fall from grace. The Colorado Buffaloes were the talk of the town. They sold 1 million sunglasses, or Deion did, for that brand, whatever it was, in like one day. The Buffaloes, they couldn't make those hoodies fast enough for Deion. And now they are not even going to a bowl game. It is a rough road right now for Colorado. Don't get me wrong. I think Deion will come out of it. I think Deion Sanders will put it together, maybe be a little bit more humble, maybe. He said this is one of the hardest times of his life right now, what Colorado Buffaloes are going through. He's got his sons there. We were talking about Shadir Sanders being Heisman Trophy candidate first 3 games of the season. Don't get me wrong, he's put up some hellified numbers, but man, they are getting absolutely destroyed. The Colorado Buffaloes, they look like last year's Buffaloes. They do. Think about it. Look at the last 6, 7 games they've played. They look terrible. They've won 1 game since winning those first 3 and barely won that one. I don't remember a story having such legs and growing so fast and then absolutely disappearing from every sports network around the nation. They couldn't put Deion's face in front of us more than they did the first 2 months of the season, or the first 1 month of the college football season. And then now you can't find it anywhere. It is an absolute fall from grace. I don't know how it's going to end. I'm pretty sure Deion will get it together. We'll see how his recruiting goes, but Colorado Buffaloes look like last year's Colorado Buffaloes. All right, what else we got to go over today? Rivalry week. Man, there's some good football this weekend. Man, Thursday night NFL, Friday after Thursday, all day Thursday NFL. Friday afternoon NFL football at 2 p.m., the most random time ever, but Friday afternoon football. Saturday, you've got the most incredible college games of the year going on, especially, of course, Ohio State at Michigan, which, by the way, right now, and hold on, Friday afternoon, you've got a 2 p.m. NFL game, but you also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 college football games Friday as well. One of them starting UTSA and Tulane, starting right when the NFL game starts, and so does Missouri and Arkansas. That's interesting. So NFL versus college football on Friday afternoon. Who's going to win that battle? Are you going to watch University of Texas San Antonio at Tulane and or Missouri, number 9 Missouri at Arkansas? Or are you going to watch the Miami Dolphins? Who are they playing? Let me check real quick. Sorry. I forgot who the Miami Dolphins are playing this Friday. Yeah, that's right. This Friday. It will be the Jets. So there's your lineup. The Dolphins at the Jets, which, by the way, is only 9.5 right now. I'm sort of leaning towards Dolphins on that. But that starts at 2 p.m. Central. So you got the Dolphins and the Jets at 2 p.m. Central, or you got Tulane, and you got Arkansas, UTSA at Tulane, or Missouri at Arkansas. Probably going NFL. In the mornings, that TCU Oklahoma game on Friday should be fun. Iowa, Nebraska, and then Texas Tech, Texas, Penn State, Michigan. These aren't like overwhelmingly great games, but the NFL's got a game on Friday. What are you tuning into? CBS, ABC, or Prime Video for an NFL Friday game? Should be interesting. All right, let's get to the parlay of the day. The POD, baby. There is some college football going on tonight, and I'm going to take one of the games. That's right. Bowling Green is playing tonight, and I like this game. They are playing Western Michigan. Western Michigan's 3-4 in the MAC, 4-7 overall. Bowling Green is actually a pretty darn good football team. They've lost some close games. Bowling Green minus 2.5. I'll take it. And in NCAA basketball, James Madison is undefeated right now and ranked. They're 22 in the country after their football teams had an incredible run. I like James Madison minus 5.5. Let me see exactly who they're playing. Give me a second. Computer, I told y'all this internet's running slow. But give me James Madison. Oh, I got to go to Tuesday. That would help. All right, give me James Madison minus the 5.5 points. And then in the NBA, give me the Pacers, who are playing very good basketball. Pacers money line. And then the LA Lakers minus 7.5. I think Anthony Davis finally comes out a little bit and plays ball. LeBron James playing out of his mind here lately. Thank you, Mr. Nice Pittsburgh. By the way, if you're commenting on the show and watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, appreciate you watching the show. We're coming towards the end of it. My parlay of the day, I'll get to the Pittsburgh Fire in a second. Parlay of the day is Bowling Green minus 2.5 on the NCAA football tonight. Then the NBA, get Pacers money line, Lakers minus 7.5, and then NCAA basketball, take James Madison minus the 5.5. They're undefeated, great basketball team, and of course their storied football season came to an end. They lost last weekend for the first time in overtime to Appalachian State. Mr. Nice online says Pittsburgh got rid of Canada. If you lose to the Cleveland Browns when you are starting a rookie, someone is losing their job. Cleveland Browns got a great defense. All right, this is the Matt Canada firing that we're talking about right now. Pittsburgh's still 6-4. I don't know if firing Matt Canada was the. I mean, whose fault is that? It's a terrible quarterback situation they got going on. Najee Harris, we saw him come out this week on Twitter and say he's sick of it, which I mean, I'd be sick of it too. But honestly, you have no talent at quarterback. And when you have no talent at quarterback, it's hard to get the ball to the wide receivers. It's hard to run an offense. Are you telling me that Kenny Pickett or any of the other quarterbacks at Pittsburgh would do well in San Francisco? I don't think so. But I guarantee if you put Brock Purdy in Pittsburgh, he'd do well. So I don't know if this is a Matt Canada. I don't know if this is a Matt Canada issue. But regardless if it is or isn't, Matt Canada fired today from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the breaking news we mentioned at the top of the show. The other news that came out yesterday is Zach Wilson for the New York Jets is now benched. And not even benched. He is third-string quarterback, and Mr. Tim Boyle is now your starting quarterback. And guess who is his backup? Joe freaking Flacco. The New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I would sit here and say the Pittsburgh Steelers are a mess, but guess what? They're 6-4. They're in the playoff hunt. They're not that big of a mess. I don't know if getting rid of Matt Canada was the smartest decision. I know they had to do something because the running back's not happy, the wide receivers aren't happy, but whose fault is that? I don't know if it was Matt Canada's. That's all I'm saying. We'll see what happens this weekend. And the New York Jets play the Dolphins Thursday night. I think the line's only 12 points. I'm sorry, Friday afternoon, not Thursday night. So I'm taking Miami. But look, guys, if you missed anything of this show, go to Sports with Balls and your podcast arenas. We went over the Monday Night Football game, the Angel Reese situation in LSU, went over some college football stuff with Dion, talked about some of the games coming up this week. Thursday NFL, Friday college football, Saturday college football, Sunday NFL. Incredible Thanksgiving week we got lined up with sports. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. Follow the page. Join the debates that we got going on. It's amazing. And I want to thank Chris's Tailgate. Go to christailgate.com and also model-homeimprovement.com. Get your home remodeled, $500 off if you mention Sports with Balls. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I'm Jeff Michael. This is the end of this show. Later.